Hi guys, KevLar here. So we're back in Stranded Deep on our walkthrough. We're on day 6. So it's 9:26 AM. So it's a little bit later than I'd usually start the videos for our daily walkthrough. But if you watched the last one, you remember we did get poisoned at the end of it again, and we had run out of PiPi plant, and we were over on that island there. So I had to come over to another island to find a PiPi plant. And actually it's quite good because I can show you what they actually look like now. Because I tried to explain that they look like these little grassy areas here with a little plant in the middle. And there, we see one there. So you can see the brighter green leaves in the middle of the actual PiPi plant itself. And you'll see they're on slightly, usually slightly raised patches of leaves. So, yeah. So there we go. We can easily see what they look like now, which is good. So in this walkthrough, like I said on the last one, I think we're pretty much done with like what to do to start off surviving in Stranded Deep. There's not a lot more that we need to really do. We've got our base and everything, we've got our raft. Now, like I said in the last episode, it's really just making the game your own now. Surviving, building what you want, going searching on different places. But what we did want to do is we wanted to go and get the shark repellent, didn't we? We wanted to work out how to repel sharks so we can safely swim around in the ocean all day while we've got daylight to do some looting in the ocean. First of all, I'm quickly going to have to eat a couple of coconuts or something because we're pretty hungry and thirsty. So let's just go and grab a few. Can I reach that? No, let's climb. I rarely climb because I'm always just chopping the trees down, but I'm not here to chop trees, I'm here to just cure ourselves. So right, I've got a couple of coconuts. Let's just drink those. Give us a little bit more water. Let's crack them open. Eat 2 of those. Now, you may have seen in my previous tips videos, once you've eaten 2, give it, or was it 10 in-game minutes before eating another 2? Otherwise you'll get diarrhea. So that's a good way of actually surviving on coconuts. You can keep eating them without getting diarrhea as long as you give yourself enough time in between eating 2 at a time. I think we're good now. There we go. 2 more, no diarrhea. So I'm quickly going to make a fishing spear. And we're going to go and see if we can find a lionfish. Now it's getting a bit cloudy, so I'm hoping it doesn't get dark. We want to find this lionfish before we get attacked by a shark. Okay, usually you need to go out a little bit deeper or around loads of corals. Right, there's one there. Okay, so grab a lionfish. There we go, let's get back in before a shark comes. Typical, we've got a storm when we wanted to do loads of swimming. Right, okay, so shark repellent. Again, in our consumables menu, down the bottom we got shark repellent. So you need an antidote, you need a flask, and you need a lionfish. Now luckily we collected some PiPi leaves on this island already, and I've got a flask, but we all need to make another flask as well. So let's just find another coconut. Well, let's just chop the tree down to get this one. Okay, then we need some lashing again. Just find another yucca tree. There's another coconut there. Okay, so right, let's create some lashing. Let's create another coconut flask. Let's create an antidote. And now we can create our shark repellent. Oh, I'm full. Let's just drop something on the floor. Drop that coconut down, I'll eat that in a minute. So, right, let's try again. So create our shark repellent. There we go. So we'll take that when we want to go swimming. I'm not going to do it now, actually. It does last, I think it's like 12 in-game hours or 8 in-game hours. So it's usually enough for you to do swimming during daylight. But we're going to save that until the storm goes. Right, while we're waiting for the storm to go, I'm going to head back to our new home island because that's really where we wanted to do our looting. I've got to try and remember what one it is. We did build a little hut on it. I think it's that one over there. Hope it is. Yeah, it is. We can see our little hut that we built in the last episode. Alright, this size raft is usually big enough to survive a storm. But I'd say anything smaller than this, you will get toppled over by the waves. Right, here we are, we're back home. I mean, it's 2:43 in the afternoon now, so I don't think we're going to get much sun to do much looting in the water. But while we're waiting, I'll tell you what else I wanted to go through in this episode. So let's just have a look at our crafting menu. So what else do we need to learn for our day 6? So if we go through everything we've got here, we've got all the basics. So a torch, yeah, you can make a torch. It's not that useful really. Fishing rod's not useful. So there's a lot of things that aren't too useful here. But what we do want is a crude hoe. So that is going to be useful. Because in this episode, I think the final thing I'm saying that we need to try and learn to do to survive is actually do some farming. So we need the crude hoe for that. So the hoe is required for farming. We can make our farm plots, and then we can start growing our own PiPi leaves, PiPi plants and things like that. So you don't always have to hunt for them when you get caught. Right, anyway, we've got a bit of sun, a bit of daylight, so let's take our Shark Repellent. Now we can tell on our status effects we've got Shark Repellent there. I can't remember how far we got. I think we did those 2 boats, so I'm going to go around the other side. And a snake there, we don't want to get got by that. And yeah, so now we can swim around without worrying about any sharks attacking us. So this is the time to really search your island, go all the way around, have a look for where... Oh, okay, that's a sea urchin. That stings you, gives you poison. There's an eel, or a sea snake, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so when I've got my Shark Repellent, I tend to just search the whole ocean around your island and try and get everything you can, because usually you can do it all in one day and just use one Shark Repellent and loot the whole ocean. So what I'm looking for at the moment, because I know obviously we can usually see the shipwrecks from above, as you're going round, keep an eye out for the clay deposits. They're usually in just one area of the island, so once you've found one, there's usually 5 or 6 around the same sort of area. There's a boat over here. Go and loot this boat. We are running out of light. Anything on here? So some barrels. I'm going to leave the barrels there. We'll get our crate. What else? Anything under here? So we've got some tires. Again, I'm going to leave them there. Just getting the crates for now. But I mean, usually I would actually pick everything up I can on these journeys, but because yeah, we're running out of daylight, I'm not going to worry about the barrels and things like that. Usually I just try and get everything I can on these missions. Once you've got the Shark Repellent in, go for everything. Right, don't waste any time, just dump your bits you've already got somewhere on land. Free up space to go and collect more. Now this is quite a big boat, so this is going to take a while to loot, so we're definitely going to run out of daylight before we can loot all of this. And this is probably one where you've got a big boat like this, I'd say it'd probably take you more than one in-game day to loot everything, because you've got lots of doors to go in, there's lots of levels, lots to collect to go backwards and forwards to the land to drop things off. And there's usually a really big downstairs area as well, so you can keep going. I mean, I'm going to rush through here because we're running out of light, but yeah, there's loads, always loads. That is a crate, but I can't get it for some reason. Yeah, I'm not going to risk running out of breath and in the darkness. Got buoy balls there. There's going to be loads on this boat. But it's our home island, there's no major rush. We can wait till daylight tomorrow, so never try and do it in the dark. But we did waste our Shark Repellent a bit there really, but wanted to show you it in this video. Right, so instead we'll do some farm setup. A bit wary of snakes. Right, where's our hut? It's over this way somewhere. There is definitely a snake somewhere around here, isn't there? Right, good news, we got a couple of lanterns, which is always good. Tell you what, I know I haven't been cooking much, so I'm just going to eat one of those. Right, so let's make a farming plot. So what do we need? So we need to create a hoe. So we need some lashing and we need a stone. I'm sure we've got some stones lying around somewhere. Stone there, so is our stone tool. Did I have any lashing? There you go, got a lashing there. So we've got our hoe. And then we go to the farming section and we can build farming plots. So actually, planks and corrugated plots are handy because you don't need the lashing, because lashings, I always say this, lashing's so hard to get hold of. So we've got a couple of bits of scrap there. Where should I start my snake? Okay, let's not put our farm near the snake. I'm going to put it over here. Actually, no. You know what, it's always a tough one because when you want to set up base, but you want to put a farming plot down, but you don't know where you're going to actually end up building your main base. I'm going to chuck it down here. There we go. Put that there. And then we've got a PiPi plant here, so we can, whoops, plant our PiPi plant. Whoops. Keep dropping it. There we go. So you'll see there the little water symbol. You need to keep watering these. So to water them you need a flask, or as you get further into the game you can create, show you, where are they? Consumables, water skins, so you need leather and a loom or a tanning rack to create that. And then when you get further down to creating clay items, the water bottle's good because it holds 4 or 5 bits of water. This is going to be a bit of a pain, like filling this up. So you fill it up from your water still and then put it in there. So I tend to always build a couple of water stills around my farming plots. Now that'll take a few days to grow, and then you'll see a PiPi plant that you can pick up from there. So you can grow loads of things. You can get the yucca fruits off of the yucca trees, so you can grow them to grow your own fibrous leaves. Potatoes is a good one, so when you come to get an engine for your boats, grow the potatoes, which you need to make fuel. Yeah, so lots of things. You can grow most of the plants that you need. So what's the time now? Right, 9. You can see, yeah, we still got our shark repellent, so it does last a long time. Okay, so farming. So we've covered farming. What else shall we cover? So yeah, we already covered a building a bit in the last episode because we built our little hut. But obviously play around with it, you can build so much more. Check out my actual building tips videos for proper building tips. Then vehicles. We've done our raft, but when we get further in the game we can start creating engine parts for the raft. There you go, the raft motor there. And then you can collect all these parts ready for your gyrocopter at some point. Farming we've covered. Yeah, and that's it really, I think. In these last 6 episodes we've covered all of the basics of what to really do in your first 6 days to really give you a good start in the game. So now we've kind of got everything we need. We'll get our boat, we've got a little hut, we can cook food, we can drink, we can survive, we can cure ourselves. Yeah. So really from now onwards it's just enjoy the game and play it however you want. So I think this will be my last video in the walkthrough guide series. I'll continue doing smaller tips and tricks videos, and I'll probably put some other videos up of my just gameplay from my main save. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the whole series. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please give us a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.